Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to another round of pyanodon's. Doing all the stuff. So in our last episode, trying to remember, this feels like it's been a week since the last one. It was less than 24 hours since I recorded it. We set up all the sulfur stuff, and that's still gonna take a little bit, though. Actually, no, it's not. Look, sulfur's already flowing in. And apparently Squeak Through screwed me over here somehow. I think that tree was in between. What's the issue here? Oh, there's another tree there. Yeah, I think the original blueprint, because it has separate, this is so interesting. Hashtag mod problems. Because it has separate steel chests, a tree could potentially fit in between two steel chests. But now that this is a merged chest, it can't. And that is therefore creating this little problemo right here. There we go. Now it should work. Anyway, look at that. Our first train filling with sulfur already. Oh, it's glorious. Absolutely glorious. I love it. Speaking of glorious, I think we want to keep expanding our rail network a little bit here. So let's add another one of these, and another straight edge, and then I'll put 2 here. So that should get me rolling for a while. I'll probably remember this stone patch is a no-fly zone, like I want to collect that. Whoa. Whoa, some lag there. And then I was going to do one other thing. What? I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, more tidal. More tidal gens. I really enjoy the idea of tidal. And I need to make water fill, which I can do anywhere. So let's make it at the auto mall because that's where we make everything. And water fill should just be bot mall buffer, not both. Regular water. Build this out here just so that it can stay more out of the way. And yeah, I wish I could make something a higher priority. I guess I can. I'll just run over there myself. That's one way to do it anyway. I just got curious how many condensates I'm making. Wow, look at that, 24K a minute. So what is that per second? 2.2K divided by 6. Okay, you know what? I should just divide by 100. 22,000, 2,200, 220. That's like 300 a second. So what's the easiest math to roughly go from per minute to per second? I think if we had like, 60 a minute, we know that that's 1 per second. But what's the easy math? Divide by 100 and then times 1.5 is pretty dang close. And you're undershooting, which is better than overshooting. So if you want to know your per second from a production graph, the easiest way is just, and if it gives you 1,000, then instead of moving the decimal 2 to the left and then multiply by 1.5, you just move it 1 to the right and then multiply by 1.5 and remove the K. So this is 4.5, so we change that to 45 and then increase by about 50%, so it's like 65. 67, something like that per second. That's the way to do the math. I like that. So that's like 60 ash a second. Oh, that's so easy. This is why I love being a math teacher, is you think about math tricks like that. Or I should rephrase, that's not why I love being a math teacher. It's part of, I feel like doing little tricks like that is one of the reasons I became a math teacher, is because I love doing little math things like that. And I find it very satisfying. And I think those are the parts of math that we don't focus on enough in culture and in our education system here in America. But that's a whole different topic I'm not gonna get onto right now. This doesn't actually need a requester or anything else. Oh, wait, it does. Sorry. It does need raw fiber. 10. And that's channel 1. Okay. Stacks to 1,000? 200 only. So 6,000. Okay, there's water fill. And now we should be able to build these guys wherever. What is that? Oh, I see. 2, 3. And then 2. I think I give no craps about this borax patch, but let me double check. I've already got, oh man, yeah, I've got that one down there. Got that one there. That's the one I'm actually utilizing right now, which isn't maybe big enough for the rest of the game, so I do need to keep one borax patch alive, which might be this one or that one. They feel pretty similar, so we'll just say that one's the one I keep alive. And then ore eraser, bloop. Get rid of that. And now down to here. Again, just trying to minimize the number of water fill and landfills I need. That looks pretty good right there. 1, 2. 3. Wait, what? Can you not water fill Red Desert too? Interesting. There are certain things that can't be water filled? Huh. But I can use it as land still, so that works. Alright, and then power. Okay. Connect, connect, connect. And then we need some roboports. So one right here. One right there. One right there. Cool. Because, yeah, at this point, I think our base is caught up enough that we need to keep adding power to our network or we're going to be in trouble. It might even be caught up with batteries. What do you think? Are we caught up? Yeah. Wait, how is... that... Oh. Never mind. We're totally caught up. I was like, why is nothing on this belt? It's because this belt's not even hooked up to anything. Let me fix this here. Finally caught up on batteries. That is kind of unbelievable, to be honest. All right, anyway, back to the more rubber. Next is the acetone and the org solve. And moving chromite sand onto trains, which I already did, I think. Perfect. So that's already done. So now why don't we extendify? I'm gonna leave those where they are. I'm gonna add a new rail section, probably up here. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that seems fine. And then remove these. We will need another one of these guys ready, and then we'll do So we need a solid provider and can also make more organic solvent with naphthalene and carbolic if I have enough creosote. So weirdly, my creosote production is, we were talking about this in the last episode, because the middle oil can be turned into stuff that makes creosote. And we also get some coke here that's just for free, which is an interesting note. So we're gonna have to start trashing coke, weirdly enough. Anyway, this creosote can be supported by the middle oil, or the naphthalene and carbolic from middle oil can be turned into more organic solvent. So I should probably, what am I trying to say? I should probably turn it into organic solvent first. Is there an easy way to mass produce creosote that I'm missing? I don't think so. I guess just skipping the middle oil and pitch processing might be easier. It's not as efficient, but we do just get creosote and anthracene, and then we just do straight anthracene to creosote. And between those two things, you are kind of doing tar straight to creosote and just ignore the middle oil and pitch. But the middle oil makes the carbolic that, this one, and light oil. So it feels weird to not do that. And then at that point, you're just doing the whole tar processing chain all over again. So it's kind of, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Anyway, my point is, if we're low on, or if we have enough creosote, then we want the other stuff to overflow. So when creosote backs up, we want it to overflow into making organic solvent. Because we're already making organic solvent a different way. So we only want excess of creosote to end up turning those other things back into OrgSolve. Because acetone is fairly cheap. Or I could rephrase that. What if instead... Yeah, no, I think that's a good plan. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, so we need wet scrubber 5. Oh, by the way, Helmod added a new feature. I forgot to tell you guys about this. Helmod added the feature we wanted. So remember how I was like, there's no way to easily get the buildings that are only on this layer? Because right now we have 5 subblocks to this block. Well, what if I had one building that was in this block? Let's just say these 14 barrelers. Well, there's no way to get just what's in this block and not in the subblocks previously. But Helmod added summary mode local. And now it just shows me what's here and not in the subblocks. Isn't that beautiful? I asked for the feature, Helfima added it, and it's glorious. I'm still waiting, Helfima, on this one to not be as long as it is, because that can create a visual annoyance, but that's just a visual obnoxiousness. Everything's working properly there. Anyway, we need to start making our wish list here. So let's add... It is annoying from map view, you can't modify your temp crafting, you can't modify your logistics groups. Kind of interesting. So we need 4 chemical plants, but I'm gonna make 8, because there's no reason not to make twice as many. So we'll make 8 here. And then we need... Again, I'll make twice as much. 10 wet scrubbers. And then we need nothing else there except the propene. Sorry, I forgot about that. What happened here? Heck? think it's trying to provide the water. I would probably have to turn off water on this side of things. Oh yeah, right there. Water's actually focused. No, it doesn't. Oh, we got a bug here. The water, no matter what I click, is not disappearing. Weird. Anyway, 100 acetone is what we want here. And that requires 6 lead, 100 syngas, some cold steam, which we should have. So then we need more gasifiers here. Oh, my personal logistics are turned on too. Interesting. I didn't mean for that. But now we have the chemical plants. I actually want those to be taken away, weirdly enough. And since we're standing here, we can let the bots take away all sorts of trash. Okay, so those two are done. Everything is imported. Import, 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 import. Make on site. Import. Make on site. Okay. That's done. Chemical plants are done. That's just import, make on site. And we need a super trasher for fluid. Ammonia. Might just do a regular liquid trasher for that. And then we set up tar, which needs a bunch of TPUs. Our processing unit, like maybe 12, just to be prepared. And one reformer to make the carbon black. And then, you know what? 30 soil extractors. Are you for real? Is that right? I want to make sure these are correct. Let me delete the stuff we don't need here, which is... The tar processing is really its own block, and the agar is not a thing. Yeah, I think for the most part that's correct numbers. So 30 soil extractors. This is a big build indeed. 10 high pressure furnaces. 1 multi-purpose cracker, 16 washers. Cracker. Washer, 16. And we got so much more stuff. 10. Oh, well. I forget. Are we making formamide on... Hold on. Let's skip to here. 10 DDCs. Plus 8 plus 4. It's 22. And 20 more high pressure furnaces. Brings that total to 30. Okay, that is a big wish list. But what I wanted to check on is we're already making formamide somewhere. Are we not? Yeah, I am. Right here. What is that going to? Perogen. Okay. Wait, that's not right. Sorry, good alien samples. Where are we stuck right now, by the way? Lab instruments as usual. Stuck on rubber still? Yeah. Phoenix finally caught up. Good for him. Alright, so I probably need formamide as a separate build, or is that the only thing we use it in? Yeah, it's kind of the only thing we use it in, other than the good and great and purine analog. So why don't we actually build the formic acid into our rubber build then? Okay. Which is what we have planned here in Helmod. I just wasn't 100% sure if that's how I wanted to do it. And that is just importing ammonia and CO2. The methanol just loops. So we need 10 FBRs for that. And I already counted the 8 DDCs. Okay, so I just need 10 more FBRs added in to our list. And our list is complete. That is a big wish list. We've already got a surprising amount of it done though, look at that. Wow. Like a beehive over here. All 198 bots are busy. Which makes me think we can afford 25 more for channel 1. Bloop. Okay. Not to mention all the cost of this construction. That's a lot of cost I just incurred, you know? Like, that's who knows how many minutes of production for various resources like small parts and other things. Starting to wonder if I should make another small parts setup. See, gears are gone. Like, that seems like a bad thing. Why is that inserter stopping? Oh, the output's full. Oh, you can't upgrade planar? Oh, I swear I did that. There we go. Replace you. And change you back. Why did that not work? Why did that one break? What's going on here? Oh, I'm out of iron. That's a great problem to have. But more iron did just arrive. Bump that up a couple more stacks again. We're getting close to our max stacks, 288 versus 274. That's pretty close. Wow. And yet we did it. The automall's already done with all of that. I am in love with this automall, by the way. It's one of those things where it's easy to not know the cost of everything I just spent, but like the fact that it's still capable of it is impressive. That it's already done. Once it's going, it goes pretty fast. Okay, so what's our first build here? We were gonna do the acetone and org solve. So we need one solid requester, and then we need mostly fluids from there. How many fluids? We've got syngas, we've got cold steam, and then we've got acetone. Hold on. Acetone is realistically made in one place unless I get the Xiapho turd for acetone. No, acetone's made in 2 places from we can make it from cumene too. That's where we'll do it. Okay. So then we want to provide acetone and then separately request acetone. And then the org solve end is also syngas, so that's convenient. We can use the same syngas requester. And then we have a trashing of ammonia. And okay, so I think I've got it. So we need an F requester. Requesting syngas and ammonia. I think that was it. 50,000. We get rid of the sticky outy bits. Try to not do that. Too late. So requester, we need a... Are we gonna have enough space? I don't think I realized how close this is. Trasher for the ammonia. Wait, am I being dumb? Sorry. I am. This is not supposed to be ammonia. This is supposed to be... Oh, shucks. We're not gonna have enough space here. I'm gonna have to reposition these. To be here. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's not too bad. I can just do this and that, and then I can do... Wait, did we never hook up the acid gas? Nope, straight up did not hook up the acid gas. Okay, well, it's a good thing we just noticed that, because that needs to be fixed big time. So there's the acid gas, and then this is just a splitter. That. Let's build that there. That'll get done. That should give us some space back. Anyway, what other stations do we need? So we need the requester. We need a regular requester. Alongside request. We need a... Are there any solids that come out of this? No. Then we need an F provider for acetone and organic solvent. And then we need a F trasher for ammonia. Get number 2 hooked in here. And then that works there. Priority is 10 by default. We get a lamp or 3. Thrown in. And requesting. Requesting how many solids? 1, 2, 3. 3 total. The rates are all reasonably similar, actually. They can all be single-sided, and then the chromite goes with the copper. Oh, 10 a second. Chromite needs its own belt, actually. Chromite sand. For what it's worth, do we even make 10 chromite sand a second? Yes. Yes, we do. We make a crap ton of chromite sand. Is 72... Hold on. This might actually be... time for a double. And that's going to be a copper plate and lead plate. Okay. Perfect. And then I'll go back. I wish there was a back button in Helmod. I don't think there is. Where was our thing? Rubber. Here. So now we've got our 10 gasifiers making propane. Now, does propane go anywhere else? Did we look at that? Ah, shucks, it does. We need propane all over the place. That sounds dirty. So I should... Well, I'm probably not going to need this much org solve, so this... We should also provide the propane, is what I'm saying here. So the gasifiers... We'll set that up, like, up here. Or maybe we could do the weak side for this one. Yeah, I kind of like this one being on the weak side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and we just need the lead plate, cold steam. Okay. So there's that, and then we actually want to do lead plate this way. And that can be for... And we're going to have to provide a third thing, which is propane. Okay. And that'll be here. Secret third one, that's not available normally. Air cannot reach. So there we go. All right, so there's that. Lead comes over, down, up the middle. Oh, I forgot about cold steam. We need FR fungible. Fungible is water. Actual received is steam. And we'll do the full 75,000. Okay. So there's cold steam. I need another construction zone here. And potentially... No, I think we'll be okay with that one. Except for that tiny little square that's just probably going to bite me in the butt at some point. Just you wait. Just you wait. Alright, that one, that one. That one, that one. Boom, boom. Each one, it needs 0.66, which is pretty small. Potatoes. Oh, wait, sorry, I screwed this up. We need a... flip vertically and put that there, and then we're doing inlines for this, which means this one goes like that. And then how are we gonna do this? I guess we can go... I was hoping to do mechanical inserters, but this should work fine. We can't just do one inserter per set of buildings. Put that horizontally. Oh, that doesn't work. Doesn't know how to do that. Do it myself. All right, but then this one, we need the actual, like, regular situation, which has the two-way, like that. Flip horizontally. Boom, 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 and now I should be able to copy that. Screwed this up. Don't worry, I caught it. You guys were freaking out. I know you were. You were sitting there like, no, don't do it. Don't do the thing. Don't worry, I didn't. I didn't do the thing. You're safe. You're safe now. You can breathe. All right, and then we copy that 3 more times. And there's lead. Syngas is right here. And that just is a T-junction. Cold steam will be here, and that's just a L-junction. Inside the construction zone, I might add. And then we need syngas. Pop over to this side. Steam to pop over there. Water to sinkhole. Like that. Okay, there's power. Oh, and lamp action. Why don't we do that? And then water to sinkhole, and then finally the propene to provide, which is this one. Wait, this is propene. Okay. So how about this perfect little spot here? Beautiful. All right, well, that should do it for propene. Lead plate, what are we looking for here? So 20 stacks plus a buffer of 16 seconds times 10. Sure, we'll do 30 stacks. I think. Okay. So that handles propene. And then we want chromite, sand. I'm just gonna say 60 stacks. And then we want copper plate. I'll also say 30 stacks. Uh-oh. I think that's fine. That happens once in a while, I feel like. Oh, also, I forgot. This has met its needs. So what we want to do now is turn off that and then just dump it all. And then I want to, I guess because it's a named group, we actually have to delete them one by one. If I just delete that, Temp Crafting A will still exist in my inventory. And then we want to turn it back on. Okay, so that fixes that. That was all on the correct channel, right? I didn't just screw that up. That was on channel 0. No, wait, I did screw it up. Now they're all going back on channel 1. Oh, but they're going on channel 0. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing is the problem. I probably should have manually put those in like a storage chest. That might have been a slightly better idea, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, anyway, back to this. There's the lead, so we should see propene literally any second now. Baby. Oh yeah. Look at that, look at that, look at that. And our first propene is crafting. I mean, not our first, but our first for this build. Cool. And then wet scrubbers. Wait, I don't have this recipe? Oh. Right. We don't have that recipe yet. So let's just double check that we're still making rubber. I mean, it hasn't been good, but we are still making rubber. At about 22 a minute. So I just wanted to confirm that. Funnily enough, org solve is the problem for now. Yeah, further confirming that this is an important thing we're doing. Okay, so then 10 wet scrubbers. I'm gonna put them way up here. We'll bring chromite, sand, and copper along the front. I think this is a pretty simple, like, bada bing, bada boom, power pole, copy the whole thing, do 10 of these, 5 of these. And then we just need to fix the ones on the end. Click, 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 scroll, click, scroll, click, click. Okay, so that fixes the internals of that. We do need 200 pressurized, so let me find an Escher pump, which I should be able to fit in right there. They're exactly 200 a second, so that works perfect. The propene. Does propene get produced multiple ways? Later on, maybe. Tholins, gas bladders, proton donors. I'm gonna, for now, not utilize multiple ways of production, and we're just gonna connect it to this propene provider, which is this one. Yeah. Okay, so that's propene hooked up, copper's hooked up, chromite sand's hooked up. Okay, perfect. So then copper, we do not need lead on this anymore. What's the rate on chromite sand? 1 a second? Okay, that should be fine. For yellow inserters. So all of this works out just fine. I think that's done, except for the output, which then is there. And then what do we got? Acetone here connects right there. Oof, I'm loving this. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Okay, there's acetone. All right, things are happening. Things are happening. And then finally, well, actually, I shouldn't have done that. Well, no, I'll make the org solve where the tar is, not here. So this is fine. So now we need the acetone. Do we need the acetone to be requested? Right, we do, because acetone's gonna get made in multiple places. So I actually do need to separately request, and again, it feels so weird to request something that's already here, but I just don't know of an easy solution to it other than really complex logic. Because it's like, oh, just use the acetone that's here, but only if the place you were going to ship acetone from was going to be here anyway. But if you were going to get acetone from a higher priority provider somewhere else on the network, don't use the acetone that's here. Right? Like, I guess I could do that. How could I do that? I don't think there's an easy way to do that. What would be cool is if you could have a priority cutoff. It's kind of like having multiple channels, but like say, hey, I'm a requester station and I only want to request from stations that have priority 1 or higher. which would mean it would never request from a regular station. And then that way, if there's high priority acetone, we'd bring it in, but the acetone we're making here, which is provided at priority 0, would never fulfill that request. And then we would top up the acetone tank that we're using with this acetone. And then it would be a way to low priority it. But that doesn't really work if we request acetone here and then we top up from here. It'll still end up requesting its own acetone. And I don't think there's a real way to prevent that without using channels and byproduct stuff and all that, which is a different system. I don't see a realistic way to fix that, sadly. Yeah. So we are just gonna have to request acetone. And so this is our acetone. Wait. Yeah, sorry. This is acetone request for chemical plants, which are over here. That are super simple. It is just 2 in, 2 out. I do love a good 2 in, 2 out situation. Fix the ones on the end. Boop, boop. Scroll, scroll. Boop, boop. And then the ammonia goes to the trasher, which was this one. The org solve gets provided, which is this one here. Org solve. And then... Oh, by the way, I just remembered someone told me, let me, gosh, I'm trying to hit hotkeys in Factorio to bring up Firefox. Someone made a YouTube comment that I think I had made some sort of mistake in a build or something. What did they say? Shoot. The Drac 4912 said the top 2 electrolyzers on the left side do not have, and yes, that was a very correct comment, thank you. Do not have their hydrogen output, or actually the top 3 electrolyzers. Good call, Drac, thank you for that. Fixed. It's funny how brains work. I don't know why I remembered that right then, but I did. Anyway, so this is ready to go, and we need the syngas, which is here. And then acetone gets provided here. Oh, acetone gets requested here. Okay. Lamp. Lamp. Boom! Org solve done. And we have plenty of ammonia, finally, which feels really good. So I don't even really worry about that. And then this is organic solvent. Wait. This is ammonia, right? Yeah. So this is ammonia from org solve. No, I can use the whole word. Organic solvent. Fluid trash provide. This is cold steam for propene. This is, what is this? Acetone. Am I doing plus or and? I think I'm doing plus. Organic solvent plus propene. Fluid provide. This is syngas plus acetone plus nothing. Okay. All right, are the other bots coming with landfill? There they are. Like, they gotta be on their way, right? They are just really slow. All right, acetone's ready to go as soon as we finish that research. Waiting for rubber forever. Oh, I screwed this up again. Yeah, we needed more creosote. Remember, we were out of creosote, and now I hooked this up, and I don't think I fixed it. So have we not been making any organic solvent? No, we have. We have. Okay. For a second, I was worried these hadn't been running at all. Or have they? Am I making organic solvent other places too? No, this is the only place. Okay, well, I think we'll probably call it an episode here. This is the perfect place to end. And in the next episode, we will set up the tar processing for carbon black, plus a little bit of free organic solvent and creosote, and some random other trash, light oil, hydrogen, coke. And the naphthalene, I think, just turn into creosote. And then we'll probably get started, but not finish, on this giant rubber build. So that is the current plan. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.